have been wanting to sort of make a video having to do with journaling, having to do with journaling and just having a notebook with you to write. So I wanted to show mine first, but the reason why I wanted to create this video is because every time I hear about people like say like, oh, like I want to start journaling, oh, I want to buy a journal and start it, or I have a journal and I don't really write in it because I feel this like, it's like if it, for some people it ends up starting to feel like a chore, and I don't like when I hear that, because a journal shouldn't feel like a chore. It should never feel like you have to do it, or it should never feel like if you miss a day it's the end of the world. Like, no, like it shouldn't feel like a chore. It should feel like a place where you could just relax, you can meditate, you can put down your thoughts, you can draw, you can paint, you can literally anything. And I know that there's different kinds of like journaling. Like, well, the one that I do is called I already forgot what it's called. I forgot what it's called. Oh my god. But there's different types of notebooks. There's different types of journals. But in reality, should there be different types? I don't think so. I really don't think there should be like there should be a label for different types of journals, you know? A journal, I don't know, maybe I'm thinking about it too much, but a journal shouldn't really have a label because it's your journal. You can put whatever the heck you want it on there, you know, like, come on. Anyways, so my journals, so yeah, but that's what this video is for. It's because I want to show people that you don't need, it doesn't, like, it shouldn't feel like a chore. Okay, anyways, I keep my journals, my old journals, in like a leather, I don't even know what this is, honestly. I'm not even sure what brand this is, but I thrifted it, and my journals fit in here, so I just started using it to store my journals. Once they stop fitting, it's gonna suck because I'm not gonna be able to keep putting them in there. Anyways, my first journal is this notebook. It is literally just a bullet notebook, bullet journal, bullet notebook. It's not really a journal either. It's literally just like a notebook that I got. It was like a packet of journal or notebooks from Marshall's. And yeah, so the first one is this one. So this one, I started it with well, I know you guys see like all of these little things on it, but I didn't start it like that. I started it with this first page. I know it looks crazy. The first time that I ever started writing was because I was having like anxiety or just stressing about something, and so then I just started putting thoughts down. I just started putting thoughts, little drawings and stuff. And after the first time that I ever wrote, like after this first page, I felt something, you know, like I felt good. Like it felt good putting down my thoughts and putting down what I was stressing about, putting down even just little images that showed that I was like stressing. It felt really good. So then I kept going. I eventually just kept going. And at some point I started creating a system. I started creating a system such as like writing some stuff, some reminders on here. I put if I'm overthinking, I write. If I'm anxious, I move. If I'm tired, I read. Confused, I walk. Sad, I exercise. And then just some other stuff that would help me. Whoa, that would help me sort of come back, you know. So yeah, and then eventually I also just started bringing this notebook around with me. I would literally fit it in my bag with, like, well, at that point I was carrying a bag that was just pretty, it fit a lot of stuff. So I was just carrying this. I would just literally carry this with me. And during that time I was also working at a job that I had a lot of downtime. This was during COVID, and yeah, I had downtime. So I would pull it out and write, or like even when I was bored I would like draw in here, but I would also, like, if I was curious about something, I'd write it down. And so yeah, so at some point I created this like place where I would put anything in here. I would put things that I was curious about, things that I was researching, things that I learned that day, vocabulary words, my thoughts, my feelings, analyzing my behavior, because yes, when you're growing and you're learning, you do want to sort of analyze your behaviors, analyze your thoughts, and, you know, think of better ways to what would you say? Think of better ways to execute those behaviors, or to think, you know. And so when I was working on this journal, I was doing a lot of that. I was doing a lot of that. So if there was a behavior that I would do a certain way, I would be like, I don't know if I like that behavior. So then I would sort of tell myself, okay, if this happens the next time, I'm gonna do this, you know. And so it was just a way to like start being more self-aware, more conscious of myself, of who I was becoming, of, you know. So then I kept going, finished that journal, and I started this one. This is obviously, it's literally the same thing, it's just a different color of the other one. Started the next one. At this point I was a little less crazy about what way I was writing. As you can tell, it was a little bit starting to become a little bit more organized. Obviously I still continue to write the way that I do. Like, my journals are everywhere. Like, I write this way, and then I write this way, and then I write like this way. So that's just how I write. But there has been a progression on how I organize my thoughts. Because I mean, I started like this and it was crazy, and now I actually write full inserts, and yeah. So yeah, I started creating a whole system. At some point I created a table of contents. Let me bring my current journal. I created a table of contents to help me sort of organize my the things that I was putting in here. And so yeah, so here it is. I need to update it. I need to create another one, but I have everything on here. So I put the title, the topic, and then the page numbers, and anything that has to do with that, I put the page number under that. But yeah, so basically the page numbers just keep going. So the first notebook started with page number 1, obviously. Page number 1. Finished with page 79. And the next notebook starts with page 80. You see? page 80. And then it ends with page 157. And so the next notebook versus 158. Yeah, so that's how that's how I've organized it. So basically, as I continue life, which I'm not sure how I'm gonna do that, but we'll figure that out later. You know, once I get into like the thousands, then I'll have a notebook that has like, I don't know, shit ton of pages. So yes, that's my system. But yeah, this is my next notebook. I didn't like the cover of it, like the whole thing, so I covered it with paper, and I painted this. It was a little crazy, but yeah, this one was just a blank page notebook, so there was no bullets or anything. It wasn't a bullet journal. So yeah, my notebooks. Oh wait, and then this is my newest one. Well, not really newest one, because I actually only have like 5 pages left, so I'm in need of a new one. But, and I'm gonna be on page 342, I believe. Yeah, page 342. So yes, I wanted to explain. My notebooks, they're not day to day. I don't write every day. I do not whatsoever write every day. I have little projects, like I had this little project. I finished this in like 2 months. I was in school, and whenever I'd be studying and I wanted a little break, I would take a little break while continuing this. What else? I write about research, things that I'm interested in. So if I have my journal with me and I'm curious about something, I write it in here. I write about reminders, remind myself stuff. I really like doing that because I actually come back to my journals and I read my reminders, you know, that help me come back to myself, come back to that feeling that I was feeling when I was writing that. So yeah, when I'm feeling just a little bit lost, when I'm feeling just a little bit not within myself, not in homeostasis, I like to come back and read my little reminders. I have a page that, where is it? I have a page that I love coming back to. It's this one right here. This one right here. The whole page, literally the whole page is, it's good. I just come back and I read it and it brings me back. And it's just, it's just a page that helps me. So yeah, this is the reason why I want to like make sure people understand that journals are not for just daily inserts. It's like, is that even the word that you use? I don't know. It's not for daily journaling. It's for whenever you feel like writing. Whenever I would feel like writing, I would write. It doesn't have to be every day. It can be once a week. It can be twice. It could be every day if you want it to be. But not when you make it feel like a chore. Don't make it feel like a chore. It's not gonna work like that. If you make it feel like a chore, if you make it feel like, oh, I need to write. Oh, I haven't written. No. It's not gonna work. It's never gonna work. So, write when you have that feeling of writing. Also, when I was barely starting, I would carry my journal everywhere. everywhere with me. And I would also, I started in the beginning, I would write vocab words. So I had like an app, or I have an app, I still do it. I have an app on my phone that sends me notifications every day for a new word, new vocab word. And I would write that vocab word and the definition. And usually, most of the time, when I would write the vocab and the definition, I would have something else to write about. Like, I would think of something else, just something else would come up and I would write about it. So that was a way for me to get myself writing as well. Because sometimes I will say, sometimes you do need a little push. And I have noticed it. Recently that actually happened to me. I like this whole week I was like, okay, I want to write. I feel like writing. I want to write about this. I want to write about that. And I didn't because I was busy or something. And so at some point I was like, okay, let's do it. Let's write. And so I started writing, and I literally started it with, I've been wanting to write, but I hadn't gotten to it. And now I don't even know what I'm writing about. But then, literally, I thought about what I wanted to write, and then I started writing, and I wrote a whole page, and I think I even kept going. But yeah, sometimes you do need to just push yourself a little bit so that you think of what you want to write, of what you want to put down, of what you feel like you need to, take out and put on a page. So yeah. But yes, I don't only use it to write about my feelings or write about what's going on. I like to do like research on different things. I even let other people like paint or draw in my journals. I've let my friends like draw. They love when I tell them to draw in here. So yeah, I also write about like books that I'm reading. Insert, I put some quotes, some, yeah, so it really, commonplace journal. Oh my god, commonplace journal. It's called a commonplace journal. That's what it's called. But if you like labels, well, it's called a commonplace journal. But if you don't, you literally don't need to say it's a commonplace journal. I usually don't say it's a commonplace journal. I really don't. But there's different kinds of journals out there. Different kinds of styles of journals. But you don't have to think about a journal in that way. Think about it in just, it's a notebook where you put your stuff, So, but yes, I would say mine is a commonplace journal because I write about different things. I connect different things with like self-analysis and so yeah. But yeah, I just can't stress it enough for you to understand that a journal is not for you to think of it as a chore, or for you to stress about not writing in it. Sometimes I go a week and a half, or even more. Sometimes it's even more, without writing in it, and I don't feel bad. I really don't, because it's okay. Like, it really is okay. And then sometimes I write like for days, So yes, please just don't feel like it's a chore. Think of it as just a place where you can have time to relax, to meditate, to put your headphones in, listen to some good music, and draw, paint, write. You can literally just use it as like write journals or write stories if you want to write stories. Yeah, I actually had a little cousin. She wrote a poem in here. It's really nice. It's pretty nice. It's in Spanish. Maybe I'll read it. Let's see. Where is that? Where is the... oh no, where is it? Oh, found it. Bajo la luna llena. Bajo la luna llena, tus ojos miro en ella. Eres como una brisa suave que a mi corazón consuela. Mi luz en la distancia, tan bella y tan lejana. En el cielo te dibujo con esperanza. Eres ese sueño que me abraza sin darme su fragancia. Aunque tú de otros brazos te alanzas. De lejos te veo con mi amor sincero. Mi único deseo es que me des un beso eterno. Cada estrella es un pedazo de lo que mi alma te ama. Yep. My little cousin, she wrote that. And I had her... No. She had it written on a separate page, and I told her if I could copy it. And she said yes. She was very happy that I actually copied it. So, yeah. So I like to write so many different things in here. Come back to it. Oh, I love it. I love it. And then imagine later in life, I'm going to be able to read all of this. Like, my kids are going to be able to read this. I don't know, whoever else is going to be able to read this. Like, it's just, I got goosebumps thinking about it. Like, I don't know. I think it's beautiful. So, yes, go buy yourself. No, you don't even have to buy yourself a journal. Like me, I started with a notebook that I had just laying around. So you really don't need to buy a full moleskin journal. No. Or is that what it's called? I don't even know. But you know what I mean. This one, I got it because I already have, like, you know, I've had experience with other ones. I know that I will stick to it, and I know that I will continue writing in it because these are expensive. So don't buy anything that is going to be super expensive. I want you to don't give it so much importance. Like, no, because when I started, I didn't care what kind of journal I was writing in. I just wanted to write, you know, I just wanted to put something down. One thing I do recommend is if you get a journal, try to get it, or else blank paged, or try to use a notebook or journal that is bullets or blank. And every time I tell someone to get something, is because I tell them to get blank or bullet journal, because I feel with bullet journal or a blank page notebook, you have more freedom to do or write whatever the heck you want. And that's why I love bullet journals or blank pages, because I get to write however the heck I want. I get to paint in this bitch. Like, I can do anything in here. Like, I've painted, I've drawn, you know, like, this is watercolor. Like, I use watercolor, I use pens, I use anything in here. And, you know, like, just see, like, how much freedom you have. Like, you have so much freedom to just draw and paint or write however the hell you want. I don't know, I just feel like it gives you a lot more freedom. But anyways, if you like lines, go ahead, do lines. That's up to you. Or if you can find something that's like lines and like blank and like, I don't know, maybe that's a thing. Okay, anyways, that's it. That's all I have. If you have any questions, if you are curious to see my journals a little bit more, I'm happy to do that. I would be happy to do that. But yeah, that was my little journal rant. I've been wanting to make this for a while. But yeah, thank you for being here, for whoever is here. All right. Bye. Thank you.